Alright, this is Weapon X Reacts, and we're back with another video, and this is going to be a review of Peaky Blinders. I really think this show has to be one of the best shows I have ever seen in my life, and it takes me back into the time when TV shows were entertaining, and they had moments that were memorable too. The character of Thomas Shelby is honestly just amazing. And this has to be one of the most well-written characters of all time. And I even want to explain this character a little bit. He is the leader of the criminal gang called the Peaky Blinders. He is terrifying and commanding at times, but there is a hint of tragedy in him because he is a man that suffers from PTSD, and the scenes of where he tries to kill himself is emotional and depressing. His relationship with his brothers is incredible. And I have to give a lot of respect to Cillian Murphy for his performance here. This really has to be his best performance in his entire career as an actor. One of the best things about this show is its cinematography. It really was realistic and raw, and it creates an immersive experience unlike no other. And the atmosphere really felt chaotic and depressing. I think that was to show you how Britain was like at that time. And it's not good. Arthur's character in this show is actually kind of interesting when you think about it, because he is just like Thomas Shelby. They are both men who went through hell, but for Arthur, it's much worse. Even though that he is aggressive at times, he is still a tragic character. And the scene of where he attempts to hang himself is extremely powerful and sad. Also, Paul Anderson's performance was just unbelievably good. The show's theme of trauma is perfectly well done, and it's shown through the Shelby brothers. They were affected by the horrors of World War I, and it's kind of hard to watch when you think about it, and it changed the way of how they live their lives. I'm going to explain the happy or sad scene from this show. I think this scene has to be one of the most interesting scenes of this show. So, Thomas Shelby meets a woman at a bar, and they start talking to each other, and then the woman says happy or sad, then Thomas Shelby says sad, and the woman says, okay, but I have to warn you, it will break your heart. And then he says, already broken. That is powerful acting from Cillian Murphy. You could feel the pain in his voice when he said that. Very realistic depiction of PTSD and trauma. John's character in this show is really complex. The reason why is because he saw someone die right in front of him when he was in war, and it really affected him. Also, he was the youngest of the Shelby brothers. The actor who played him did a really good job. I'm gonna show you the scene of where Thomas Shelby starts arguing with John about the death of his wife. And Arthur watches and tries to find a way to resolve it. And I'm not gonna lie, this scene right here has some of the best acting ever, especially from these three actors who play these characters.
Right. Let's go. We've already seen him.
He wanted to see people in a particular order.
I can normally read him, but it's difficult to read, so be careful.
I thought it was a fucking family meeting. All of us together, I thought.
John, he's grieving. To see everyone together is too much.
Yeah, well. Come on, John.
Oh, but Arthur, we need him back. Sabini and Solomons have already sent condolences and flowers, so it won't be long before they come trotting up the A1 like wolves.
Go on, there's a timetable.
Only good news.
It is only good news, Molly.
Here we fucking go.
Well, there he is. Right, Tom.
All right, boys.
We, didn't get a chance to, see you after the funeral. Well, you disappeared on us, but, well, me and John, we just want to say that...
Arthur, shut up.
All right.
Oh, now talk to me.
We got to Angel at the hospital, where he laid, cut his throat. He's dead. Cleared out the rest of the Italians out of the south of the city.
They mostly went to the Black Country, but we told Betty Kitchens keep her moving.
And Betty sends her
What
condolences.
about the old man?
We interrogated his boys.
He went to Liverpool. He's waiting for an immigrant ship to New York.
When?
First ship's out Saturday.
All right.
I've contacts. People in Cunard in Liverpool. They'll have passenger lists. They can get you into the point of departure. You pick him up and you bring him to me. Who's got travelling with him?
His wife.
What?
His wife.
So shoot her and bring him to me.
Tommy, Mrs. Changretta was a teacher at our school. She's a good woman, Tom. Good woman.
Well, if she's a good woman, then she'll go to heaven. Hey, Arthur. Just do what's on the list. Nothing else, don't burn it. Don't speak in the phones. The fucking Secret Service is listening. I don't want the old man alive. I want to do it myself. Right, that's it. You can go.
Come, John.
Tommy, if you ain't gonna be there, you're gonna have to tell us something.
Nice Polly.
Not Michael.
What?
Not Michael, no.
No.
Not Michael, no. Because Michael deals with legitimate business. You saw him before us.
John. Not now.
Wait, what did you say? You saw Michael before
God's
us.
sake, John.
Because legitimate business, John, is the priority. Legitimate business.
Since when? My fucking wife took a bullet meant for me!
Honestly, the anger in his voice truly proves that after his wife died, he is filled with grief. And that's just powerful to see. Cillian Murphy, he deserved that BAFTA award that he got for this performance right here.
Okay. Yeah, some secret service, secret booking service, blah, blah, blah. But you don't tell us shit. We're a couple of fucking toy soldiers. Do this, John. Do that, John. Tell your fucking teacher, John! that's going to lose needs a little bit of hope, and they're willing to pay. Well, that business is done. Legitimate business is the priority. Now, do what's on the list and fuck off. When are you coming back? I'm back, Arthur.
Okay, now that was a good scene, and that is a perfect piece of acting ever put on the screen. Like, seriously, this TV show is much better than modern TV shows made today. Like, honestly, when you watch a modern show on Netflix, it's not good. The acting is cringe in those shows. Also, look at this. The Acolyte show is a disaster. And it's gonna be cringe. And it's gonna prove that this franchise has got nothing good anymore. That it's just gonna get dug into the ground by greedy corporations. You're never gonna get a show like this again in your life, bro. So I suggest you watch this masterpiece right now. Trust me, it will change your life. I'm gonna break down the plot of this show. So Tommy Shelby, a dangerous man, leads the Peaky Blinders, a gang based in Birmingham. Soon, Chester Campbell, investigator, decides to nab him and put an end to the criminal activities. Also, one thing I like about the story of this show is that it's about a man who starts off as a street crime leader, and then he rises up into a powerful crime lord that you do not want to mess with. Alfie Solomons really is a great villain, and he is also entertaining to watch. One of the reasons why is that Tom Hardy's amazing performance as him keeps you glued to the screen and you want more of it. Also, Tom Hardy gave this character a commanding and captivating presence that if you try to mess with this guy, you are going to regret it. Also, that scene of where Thomas Shelby confronts Alfie and they start arguing with each other really shows the rivalry they have. And it also shows how good these two actors are, especially as these two characters. I'm gonna show you the ratings that this show got on Rotten Tomatoes from season 1 to season 6, and it looks very positive, and it really shows you how good this show is. 95% for the audience and 88% for the critics. Let's move on to season 2. 97% for the audience and 100% for the critics. Season 3. 94% for the audience, 100% for the critics. 95% for the audience and 89% for the critics. Now for season 5. 89% for the audience, 86% for the critics. 90% for the audience and 100% for the critics. Honestly, the fact that this show got positive reviews from the audience and the critics really goes to show you that this is a show that you need to watch. Stephen Knight's directing of the show was just fantastic. And he did a great job with showing you how harsh life was in a post-World War I Britain. And he also did a good job with showing you how a man can go up from the lowest point, like from being a gang leader into a crime boss. Luca Trangretta really was a terrifying villain, and Adrian Brody's performance is just fantastic. Every single scene that he is in is just suspenseful, and he even looked like the guy you do not want to fuck with. And also, that scene of where Thomas Shelby confronts Luca Trangretta is just bone-chilling and fantastic. Also, Adrian Brody, he is an American who does an amazing Italian accent. Sam Neill plays a character that will do anything in his power to find Thomas Shelby. And I'm not gonna lie, Sam Neill, he does a great job. And he gave a layered performance to this character. I'm going to explain the ending of this show. So, Thomas Shelby is released from Boston. Then he goes back with some unfinished business. He burns a carriage with a villain in it. Then he rides off while watching the carriage burn. I think this ending was poetic, and it could mean that Thomas Shelby will start a new, fresher life. Oh yeah, so you know the woman that met Thomas Shelby at the bar? That was Annabelle, who will later become his wife. And she died. Then Thomas Shelby starts causing chaos everywhere because of the grief that he suffered. And he even pulls out a gun and tries to shoot himself, but he didn't actually kill himself. We see him fall on the floor, and he sees a hallucination of Annabelle, and then he realizes that their relationship was never that special. This is a powerful and emotional scene that really shows how manipulative Annabelle was to Thomas Shelby. One of the best things about this show is its soundtrack. And I'm gonna show you an example right now. And it really fits the tone of this show. And it's really good to listen to. Nick Cave, he proved that he was a good composer with this song that I'm gonna show you right now.
see him in your head on the TV screen. Hey, buddy, I'm warning you to turn it up. He's a ghost, he's a god, he's a man, he's a guru. You're one microscopic cog in his catastrophic plan, designed and directed by his red right hand.
That is a good soundtrack. And I even want to talk about the character development in this show. It's really good. Like, when you see these characters, you see them as villains, but when you see them for who they really are, like the Alfie brothers, you see them as men who kept on pushing and will chase their goals no matter what. Also, this is just one of those shows that I'm just gonna have to watch again because it's so rewatchable. So you know the quote that Thomas Shelby said? I want to fight an enemy that I can't defeat. A couple of seasons later, I think he realized that that enemy was his soul. Also, in conclusion, this was an amazing show, and definitely one of the best shows ever made. It's a masterclass in acting, directing, cinematography, music, and character. Like, seriously, you need to watch this show right now. Reject all the woke nonsense that's coming out right now. Because Hollywood is just not the same anymore as it used to. Because you know what? Hollywood is just getting the get woke, go broke treatment because they are asking for failure. They are basically just asking, we're going to make a garbage film that is not made to entertain you, but is made to hit you with the agenda. Audiences are getting sick and tired of this. We're done with the remakes. We're done with all of it. It's time we make our own content. Also, anyway, that's all I got for today. Go away now, and always remember, strike back like a weapon against wokeness.